So I've spent most of this week working on the fit on this, and I wanted to show you where I'm at here. This is a 1/1000th shim, and it's a 1/1000th feeler gauge, I should say. And I wanted to show you that there's just a little bit of a gap right on this corner. That's as far as I can get into it, is right there. And so that pretty much tells me my fit is done. I can't get into it anywhere else. It's as tight as can be. It's making a rubbing all the way across and everything. And the reason I'm not going to take it any further is because this whole corner is going to come off of here anyways, because it'll have to match the barrel profile, and these will all get rounded out at the radius here. So it'll be matching the barrel profile. So this corner up here doesn't need to be any tighter now, because it's as tight as it's going to get, and this section that isn't touching is going to come out of there. But on the inside, across the face, and particularly across the chamber sections, it's as flush and tight as I can make it. The smoke fit rubs pretty much the whole face off of it every time I close it. So that's as far as I'm going to take the fit up on that, and that's about as tight as any fit you could ever ask for. And I understand that a lot of guys I get emails from guys who watch these videos and stuff, and a lot of them talk to me about, CNC machines and stuff, and some guys have mentioned it on some of the forums, CNC machining this stuff. And while I agree that CNCs would save me a lot of time, there's certain parts of this build that just can't be done any other way, and fitting this face is one of those things. No matter how precise your machinery is, no matter how close your CNC tolerances are, to get this kind of fit is still, even now today, a hand fit job. There's simply no other way to do it. And even big companies, really high-end companies like Holland & Holland, for as much money as they charge for their guns, they're still built this way. They still make their fits with smoke and by hand. So, as much as I would love to have CNC equipment in my shop, and I think that it would save me a lot of time as far as doing shaping and contouring and stuff like that, these types of projects here where you get into these really tight precision fits that are done this way, there's really no machinery that would make up for the hand fitted job that I can do. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up all that well, but you'll notice that there's some nice shiny spots in here, and that it's taking the soot off pretty much all the way around everywhere, making good contact on every surface, especially around the breeches themselves, making good contact. You can see that, I'll just wipe a little piece off here so that you can see what I mean. You can see the difference there, I hope. And leaves a nice bit of black just for touching it, but that's the kind of contact you want when you're properly fitted. Is you want, when you fit the action on there, it should take soot off of pretty much full contact everywhere. All but that one corner I showed you, and of course that's not going to matter, but as long as all the rest of this surface is making contact, that's a good tight fit. So the next thing I'm going to be making is I'm going to be making the forearm hanger, and that's the piece of metal that sits on the radius here and goes forward, and that the wood actually will get inlet onto. It'll also be the spot where the wedge key hooks into the barrels. And so I'll have to make the piece that the key fits into, make the forearm hanger, and machine and fit the piece, and get a key made for it. And the reason I want to make this piece next is because if you'll notice when I bring this up, it hangs up here and catches. It doesn't run through the cycle very smooth. And so I need to keep this piece with pressure and tension on it so that I can make the fits inside of the underlever location. Once I get those fits made, then I'll be able to move on to making the underlever parts itself and fitting them in. There is another step to do in fitting the breech face and whatnot to the action, and that's to ream the chambers on this thing. And of course, this is a 2-bore chamber reamer. It's I don't know if you'll be able to see this maybe, but it's probably the only one in the country actually, a 2-bore S&H black powder express finish reamer made by PT&G. So, and it's changeable pilot and 1-inch shank, so pretty much a standard reamer, just very, very large basically. So those will be the next steps. Is I will get the forearm hanger made and the key and whatnot made for it, and then fit the underlever section, the locking lug areas, make the clearance and fits for that, and then start making the underlever part and do some chamber reaming. That'll be next week, and we'll pick it up from there.